Welcome to Love and the Bug.
I'm Rhian.
And I'm Sammy.
And we've been friends for over 20 years.
When COVID-19 pandemic began, we decided to get our heads together and find out from friends how they were really coping in this awful pandemic.
We were especially interested in how it was affecting their relationships. So we thought we'd get a few of them together and interview them. They're all of similar age, but all with very different stories and experiences.
We hope you enjoy it. All right, you slag!
Oi, oi!
Oi, oi!
Ariola.
Ariola. Hello, Mrs. Mouse.
Yeah,
We have been friends for 20 years, which we're seriously not even that old, so I don't even know how that happens. So
I know, we must have met in the womb.
Yeah, it's terrifying though, isn't it? Like, it's my 40th in July.
Yeah.
I could have a lockdown birthday.
Oh no.
Oh, it's okay, because actually I was in a bit of denial that it was my birthday, so I think I'm just going to park it for this year and next year just have, well, who knows what next year will be like.
No, but even by July things may have like started to loosen off slightly and things might be opening, but I very much doubt pubs will.
Yeah, no, it's a ghost town. It's a ghost town. Right, so
where are you? Where are you living?
Okay. I'm living in St John's Wood in London, darling.
Oh, darling.
Darling. No, it's very nice, and so is the rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically me and Aaron, my husband, we moved into London, how long ago now? 2 months ago. And we were super excited because we moved back from Australia last October, and we'd been living with the in-laws in Norfolk, and obviously, you know, it was lovely for a certain amount of time, but you know, we wanted to get on, so we found a great little flat in London right by Regent's Park and Primrose Hill. We thought we'd, you know, really lucked out, and then of course 1 week later lockdown was upon us, and we've been at home ever since. So we're paying a premium in rent, and we're not getting any of the lifestyle that we had hoped for. So at the moment, we're going to move out.
You're thinking you are, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now they've just started saying that people can start moving again. So
yeah,
might be an idea.
Yeah.
You're not getting the London scene.
We're not getting anything. Like, I think even if they said, all right, you can go to pubs, it would be almost like a one in, one out. And for the population of London, it's really not worth it. And it's almost a tease to live somewhere so wonderful and so alive all the time, for it to be shrunken to this pathetic, you know, you're sort of surrounded by people, but you're living a really insular life.
Yeah, it's like a ghost town. It's like a former incredible place, which is now just kind of died a death at the moment. But
yeah, unfortunately the rent is still the dazzling you know, premium. So yeah, we're looking to move out and get a house, and that excites me. This is the current mindset I'm in. I want a house. I've become one of those dreadful people, but I don't mind.
Everyone wants a house, surely.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you live in London, or at least big cities, you're always I suppose you're always, what's the word I want? Sacrificing something, because you think, well, I live in a city, so, you know, I might not have a massive living room, but at least I get to have access to all these amazing things. So yeah, I'd rather a big front room that at least if I'm working from home, I can be like, oh my God, I can't hear my neighbours walking above me.
Yeah, that's been doing your head in, hasn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, cheers.
So cheers. How long have you and Aaron been together?
So Aaron and I have actually been together for 5 years. Yeah, which, to be honest, I still see us as you know, a casual thing. And sometimes I forget we're married. We actually
Yeah,
met in your pub.
that's maybe not the best mindset for you to have. Thank God for lockdown. Keep her indoors.
Just that it still feels like, oh, we just got together and I moved to Australia. Yeah, so we met in your pub, as you know, and I saw him across a crowded room and he looked very delicious. And I was like, I'll have me some of that. And we dated for 6 months, and I was going off to Canada and he wanted to go off to Thailand. And we decided to park it. And all throughout that time after that, we kept in touch. We were doing emails and whatnot. And then gradually we found ourselves in a space where we were both single again. And Aaron said, oh, I think we should give things another go. But just to add, you know, some real layer of complication, he was living in Sydney by this point. And you know me, I can't resist a long distance. So
You do
I
love
said,
a long
no.
distance, especially when Australia is involved.
Oh, absolutely. So I said, no, I'm not going to go to Sydney. Booked the first flight out. And I lived over in Sydney with him for 3 years. And then we moved back here last October. And it's been such the journey we've had together. We've gone through a lot. And he's amazing. I'm very lucky to have him. He's also a major pain in the hole, but he knows that, so it's fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, has lockdown been affecting that? Because you're very independent, you always have been, and you love your own space and you love just to go out and do your own thing. So to be in such a confined space, as much as you adore him, has it been a little bit like, oh God, look, get me out of here?
Absolutely. I'd be lying if I said I haven't struggled. There have been days where I've just thought, oh my God, I just want to sit on my own. I want to do my single girl behavior. I want to eat what I want to eat. I want to watch what I want to watch. I don't want to think about anyone else. I don't want anyone. I just want to be on my own. So it has been hard. But yeah, I mean, you just have to, eventually you have to tell your partner, look, I'm sorry, but I need this for myself. I need this for my own sanity. So tonight I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to watch what I want to watch in the bedroom. Just, I'm in there, close the door. And that's what you need to do, you know, and it's all about your coping mechanisms. That's what, and a good relationship, you can say that without the other person running off crying and, you know, threatening to not come out of the room and things like that, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's really important to have your independence, and especially you're one of a kind, my love, and you're never gonna merge into another person ever. It's impossible.
Well, so you say that, Mouse, but actually I think this is the most, you know, intimate relationship I've ever had, or certainly for such a long time, that there have been times that I've thought, oh my God, we are the same person. But then I'll have moments of, no, we're definitely not the same person. Yeah.
I find that, I mean, I've been with Si for over 17 years now, married for 7 of them in July.
17 years, Mrs. Nash, I'm not even that old. Like,
and I just find I get really, really frustrated when it becomes things that we enjoy and we like, and oh, didn't we like that album or that box set, or we don't eat that, and you find yourself just becoming this merged entity, and I'm like, ugh, what is that? Like, where have I gone? What are my opinions? And yeah, exactly what you said. It's really important to just take a step away sometimes and go, no, what would I do if I wasn't in this relationship right now? What are my choices? And and then that makes the other person sexier as well, if you've got different opinions and you're not just like some sort of begging dog going, I agree with everything you say, kind of thing. Nice to have a bit of debate and passion in a relationship.
It does make you stronger when you come away and you come together and be like, oh, I've missed you, or let's it's so funny, isn't it, the psychology around if you said to someone, look, I just need my space, and they gave you that space, and then you're like, no, why are you going over there? Come back. Whereas if they won't allow you that space, you just become more suffocated and gradually just sort of withdraw. So anyway, let's talk about Simon and you guys, and like how you've evolved in, I mean, I've known you for such a long time, and I've known Simon for such a long time that he feels like my brother, a very attractive brother.
You would if you could.
Oh God, absolutely. Now listen, but this is an ongoing joke throughout the years. Like, Simon is gorgeous, and actually Simon came to us when we were very much young and crazy, and we were 21 and we were impressionable, and Simon was this like really cool, creative, just had his shit together. And
he had his own flat, he knew how to cook, he was light drawing. I was this 21-year-old ball of mentalness, and I think that's what attracted him to me as well, because he'd never met anybody like me or any of my friends like you guys,
or anyone,
and he was a bit like, whoa, what's this girl all about? And so we are complete opposites, absolute opposites. He's a massive homebod. He likes going for country walks. I like going raving and drinking a lot. And I can't bear cooking, and he loves to cook. Like, it's all very opposites, which works brilliantly most of the time because we just balance each other out. But then sometimes you're bound to clash. But it's very rare. We spend so much time together, and have done, not just because of lockdown. We have done throughout our entire relationship. We run a business together. We've done for years. We've worked at home together, and there never seems to be a problem. The beauty of during lockdown is that we've about a year ago we moved in with some friends, so we've got housemates. So there are 4 of us, and that I think the dynamic would be really, really different if it was just me and Si. As much as we love each other and are used to spending a huge amount of time together, I think we would, be ready to kill each other during this, because there is no escape. Whereas we've got 2 of our mates as housemates, and I feel really guilty about saying it because people are really struggling with the isolation and stuff, but it just feels like it's a constant party. Like, we're having darts tournaments, we're having barbecues, we've got a massive garden, again another incredible thing we're so lucky to have, especially in this weather recently. And I feel like a bit of a fraud, because everybody else is like, oh God, I can't wait to see my mates. It's like, oh, I'm just with them every day, and party central, it's lovely.
It's so funny, Mouse, because I remember this so vividly as well. I remember when it was just before me and Aaron like reconnected again, and I was living in a house share in London, and I was going to work, and I was had housemates and all the usual bollocks you get with housemates. Why hasn't someone washed up that frying pan? Stuff like that. And I remember when we would be talking, and you were running the business from home, your wedding business, and you were with Si, and you'd probably say, oh, we had a really good bonk this morning, or something like that. Bonk. Sorry, great word.
A brilliant word. It needed to be put in there somewhere.
Exactly. Sorry, Si. And I just remember feeling so envious of your life. Like, you were exactly where I wanted to be, and you were running your own show, you had your own house, you were with Simon. And isn't it funny how we've sort of our paths have gone, where you've moved in with friends, and you're kind of doing the house share now, and then I'm doing the adult thing. Not that's to say you're not doing an adult thing, you know what I'm trying to say.
I've regressed, and I think that's generally how I'm going to live my life for the rest of my life. So by the time I'm a pensioner, I will be like a toddler in a nappy. Like, I'm just generally going backwards. I think because I got together with Si when I was so young, I feel like I missed out a bit on that little in between period where the majority of people like yourself were single and carefree and going out and doing the house sharing thing and living that kind of lifestyle. And although that's not the reason why we've done this, we've done it for financial reasons, because we spunked all our money going bloody traveling.
Woohoo,
Sold the
thank
house,
God.
sold the car, sold all our possessions, you know, as you do. And yeah, so now we're in a bit of debt, so it made sense to just kind of share the load for a bit. But I'm loving it, because I do honestly feel like I did miss out a bit. Like you're saying, you felt really envious of me, but I felt really envious of you. You know, you always want
Yeah,
what you haven't got. The grass is always greener.
the grass is
And
always greener,
yeah, and
always.
although I was really happy at that time, I think it's not until later that I've gone, oh, I'm never going to get to do that. I'm never going to get to have those feelings or be in a house share and stuff. So it's actually really cool that I'm getting to do it now.
I think it's
And you're
amazing.
saying about dishes and stuff, because we're all so much older, there's none of that. We're all domestic goddesses, you know. We're all really, really considerate, and it's really lovely. I really recommend house sharing when you're older,
Oh my
with
God,
the right
please.
people, obviously.
Can I move in? Because, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the difficulty is when there's two of you and no dishwasher, and because you're at home all day, it's like, why have we got washing up again? Like, didn't I just spend 5 hours this morning whilst waiting for the kettle to boil doing the load from last night? It's so annoying.
I quite like doing the washing up, because I feel, because Sai is literally a domestic god, and the other guys do so much as well. Because there's four of us, we're all sharing all these chores, and sometimes I like don't feel like there's anything left for me to do. I'm like, oh, I feel like I should be doing something. So it's quite nice sometimes when there's a load of washing up. I'm like, oh, I'll do that, and then I feel like really good about myself for the rest of
Excuse
the
me,
day.
guys, I've
And
done
just
the
get
washing
pissed.
up. So
Yeah. Oh,
just
I do. I'm like, oh, did did you did you see what I did? Like, I'm really good at it. Love me, love me.
do you know what though? Like, you have absolutely smashed it in terms of, if there was ever to be a time that you live with friends, it would absolutely be now.
I know, we are so lucky. We
Good.
are lucky. We even did. So this is the other thing we've been doing. I've been just haven't really minded lockdown. Like, I can't bear going to the supermarket. I went the other day and I literally wanted to cry. I was just like, I'm so done with this. I'm really, really done with this whole situation. I just want that to go back to normal. I want the pubs to open. I want to go clubbing. I want all those sort of things. But
Yeah.
in terms of being at home, I think my social life was so busy, and I always had stuff planned for every weekend, and had weddings and hen dos and gigs, and just because I live quite far away from most of my mates, whenever I needed to see them or wanted to see them, you'd have to arrange a whole weekend out of it, and then they'd be traveling. And I wanted to do that because I didn't want to miss out. But knowing that nobody is allowed to do anything,
There's
I
no
haven't got
FOMO.
FOMO. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just like, do you know what? Everything stops. So this is, and it's lovely. I'm loving it. I'm being more creative. I'm writing. I'm doing those are sort of silly radio things. We've even done a whole house music video. Silly. We're just doing silly stuff to pass
Yeah.
the time. We've got loads of garden games. We're playing swing ball and badminton, and I
It's
mean,
simpler times,
we would
eh?
never, yeah, we'd never do that if it wasn't for this. It's lovely. It just makes you more creative, I think.
It
But then
does.
I'm lucky because I love writing and doing silly creative stuff. I think people who don't have that outlet would be finding it really, really tough, because I'm just thinking, oh, I've got loads of time. We've got the
Yeah.
internet. We can post stuff. We can do stuff like this, like our
Yeah.
podcast, and makes a huge difference. But yeah, there are people that don't have those kind of outlets, and I do feel for them, and
And
people on their
also,
own.
can you imagine? I mean, I'm lucky at the moment, I've still got my job, but imagine being
Mm.
furloughed and you've got so many hours in the day and there's only so much you can watch before you start, God, I mean, yeah, it's really awful. And a couple of times me and Aaron have both joked like, God, I wish we were furloughed so we could, get paid and just kind of do what we want. But actually, I think it's really important to have something to do and
Mm.
be accountable and, show up and get in the shower and essentially wash your hair.
Have some sort of routine. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I work for a local university and I'm working from home. but my housemate works in the same team as me at the university. So we've essentially got our PCs back to back in the dining room, and we're in the same team at work, but we're just doing it from home, and that's a bit bonkers. But we were saying that the routine, actually, as much as you think, oh God, if only we didn't have to bother, it's actually really good to have a reason to get up in the morning and have a shower and just get a cup of tea, because otherwise I'd probably just lounge around in bed.
It would be deadly, and especially when you live with friends, because the temptation of a sunny day at 11 o'clock, oh, should we have a beer? Or let's sit in the garden.
Yeah. There have been those kind of moments, but we have resisted so far. But if we're going to have to do this for another few months, there might be a time where that just has to go out the window.
Oh God, I just can't. Like, the thought of being in this flat until next April, it would kill me. At least if I was somewhere less exciting, let's be honest, at least I've got the space that I need. And if I'm doing creative stuff, who cares where you are? If you're not going out, you're not going out.
Yeah, as you said, if you're not going out anyway and you're working from home, you might as well be living in a home which doesn't have to sacrifice those things like you were talking about earlier, that actually has got a really lovely amount of space and that you can breathe in. Because when you're in London, you think, well, I'm not going to be in it much, I'm going to be out and about all the time, and I'm going to be at work, and then all of a sudden you're thrown into this situation where your lovely flat that you were just going to nip in and out of has become a prison cell, and that's really not very fun for anybody.
It's not, love, it's not. It's God, I can't believe the state of the world. I really can't. It's crazy times, and I truly feel sorry for anyone who is pregnant or has a very, very, very young baby, or children in general. I actually feel sorry for. My heart goes out to parents, because you love your kids, but you don't love them that much. But you love
that's what
as well.
For.
Yeah, exactly. It's what teachers are
for.
Yeah. Paid childcare.
Some of the videos that have been coming out of this with kids, though, have been hilarious. Like, as much as I don't want one of my own, I do love other people's, and I'm finding it so funny. I think generally parents are they're tearing their hair out, but they're coping really well, and they're the homeschooling, the constantly keeping them entertained, the wanting lots of people are having to work at the same time as childcare, and God,
thank God for alcohol.
I can't even cope with my dog half the time. Absolutely,
yeah. Jesus wept. Jesus. Yeah, no, I think parents have coped purely because there is alcohol. God love them.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
But then the ones that are pregnant during this are with other kids. Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know how they're doing it.
No. I suppose the one thing I've not learned, I mean, I always knew this, but I've been listening to a lot of trance recently, because I just find it's so uplifting and it's so positive, and obviously it's what we used to go clubbing to when we were younger, and I just cannot wait to go out I can't wait to go out clubbing when this is over. I just can't, like, although there'd be like a level of anticipation seeing all these people in a room, you'd just be like, oh my God. But put our masks on, whatever. I mean, it's going to be a long way off yet, but I just can't wait to go out and listen to live music and just get lost in it. I just can't wait. Cannot bloody wait.
I was really lucky because I went to a Glitterbox event at Printworks just before lockdown hit, and there was the COVID was around, and it was when everybody was bulk buying and the toilet rolls were non-existent and hand sanitizer disappeared, and I actually got my bag stolen that night, and I went to Lost Property and my bag was there. They'd left my phone, they'd left my purse, they had taken a bit of cash, but they'd left my purse. The one thing that was stolen out of it was my bloody hand sanitizer. And I was like, this is a sign of the
time. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it was amazing. But I was quite pissed off that they'd taken my hand sanitizer, but you know, I'm glad they left my phone.
That soon went up, didn't it, to a tenner in some shops.
Yeah, but I was so lucky that I'd gone out clubbing just before this hit, because I think by now, I mean, I'm already thinking, oh God, I want to get out there, I want to go clubbing, I want to dance. But yeah, if I hadn't have had that, it would have been a long time since the last time I'd been, and you know me, I like to get to my clubs.
Give me that speaker, love. Give me that speaker.
I want to dance on it.
So, Mouse, have you got any like I don't know, takeaways from this whole thing?
I think my main one is that not doing things is actually okay, and it's quite good for my mental health. Like, I don't have to fill every single weekend and every single evening with something. And I think that's the biggest change, is that there was always something going on and my mind was always racing with, oh yeah, I need to organize that, and when am I going to fit that in? And it's been so lovely to just stop and go, I don't have to really do anything today, I can just do my own thing, and yeah, and be more creative and have time for that. So yeah, that's it. And whenever a pandemic is about to hit, always make sure you're living with mates.
Yeah, I think
top tip.
Absolutely, I think that's something we could all take away. I'll make sure when the next round hits, I'll just say to you, right, over you come. You'll be in you'll be in like the west wing of the house, because it'll be so big. So you can just self-isolate for 14 days and then come and join us over the other side of the house.
Yeah, every now and then we'll have a little bit of a shindig and then I'll go back.
Yeah.
What's yours? What's your main takeaway?
Mine is that I just really want to go out clubbing. And yeah, really simple things. We had no idea how global the world was, and we all said we knew, but we really didn't. The fact that the whole entire world is shut down, there aren't planes flying, we can't get on a plane, we can't go and hug someone we love, and yeah, just really simple things. I met my friend on Friday night in Regent's Park, and obviously we sat 2 meters apart, and we had a gin and tonic, and it was one of the best feelings I've had in such a long time, because it's just not happened for such a long time. It was wonderful. I've been keeping a video diary because I saw this amazing Halifax advert. I don't know if you've seen it, where the woman's pregnant and she's saying, right, this is for 6 months' time. Remember that you couldn't get over to your mum. Remember that you made the most amazing jerk chicken. And I thought, that's a great idea. So I've been keeping video diaries of how I'm feeling and what I'm doing and how, you know, how it's all going, because it's great to look back on. We are in history. We are living history.
Ooh, that's a whole other show, Sammy. I think we should release them.
Yeah, I'm not so sure, because there's some that are frankly quite scary. I've just woken up, but yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Have you got your norks out though?
I haven't got my norks out.
No one's going to be looking at your face.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that is actually the biggest takeaway, is that you realise what you really, really appreciate and that you just take for granted. I'd never in a million years thought there would be any time where you just wouldn't be allowed to hug somebody when you first meet up, you go to the pub, and what everybody does, everybody just hugs one another, and
yeah,
you just never in a million years thought that would ever be a thing that could get taken away. And it makes you realize just how much that kind of stuff means and how much it affects your mental health, not being able to do that with people.
Definitely. And also the other thing that I've learned is that, oh God, like everyone, we've been on so many Zoom calls, before we would have never have done that. Like there'd have been months that have gone by that I wouldn't have seen you. But now it's like, oh, should we do a Zoom on a Friday, or should we catch up? People want to see one another. It's lovely.
Yeah.
And even though
But
we
I
can't
said
do
that when
it in person, we can still have that comms, I suppose.
connection. Yeah, that was one of the things that I noticed when lockdown first happened, because I do live quite far away from the majority of my best mates. I do go for months without seeing them, but I used to just speak on the phone or be messaging via WhatsApp, and then as soon as lockdown hit, I just had everybody wanting to video call me. I was like, you wouldn't normally do this as a video call. We wouldn't normally, like, we'd just have a little chat on the phone or WhatsApp message. Like, why all of a sudden, oh, we must do a Zoom. Oh, I'll Facebook message video you. And it's like, okay, oh God,
Suddenly,
I've got to be camera ready constantly.
Suddenly your hairdresser wants to Zoom. You're like, what? I don't need, like, I had my hair done once.
To make an appointment, you must Zoom us. It's nice to see your face. It's good to get a good idea of what's going on with your barnet.
And also, I miss wearing like proper clothes. All I've lived in since the lockdown is, well, gym gear really, like yoga pants, trainers, and a jumper. I'm looking at all my dresses and my work stuff, and I love the getting dressed up for work and like, what am I going to wear? And it's like your costume. And all of a sudden, I mean, Aaron said, oh, you can dress up, and I'm like, oh,
I
God,
bet he did.
Yeah, like, yeah.
You've been having date nights, haven't you?
We have been having date nights, yeah. So I'm lucky that Aaron is honestly one of the most romantic, kind guy there is. And so on Wednesday night we where did we go? Shit, this looks terrible, I've forgotten.
Living room.
We did go to the living room,
good.
But we went via the Caribbean. So he made up blue Hawaiians cocktails, even went as far as like, the half pineapple and the glacé cherry. And he took me in the spare room and we watched the aeroplane going up, and he said, well, you might as well have a nap because it's going to be a while till we get there. And then we got off the plane and sat down, and he put the Caribbean display on the TV and the music, and he'd been marinating this chicken breast for 4 days, so that was delicious. Yeah, and we just had such a lovely date night. It was so nice, and he's been doing that on semi regularly. Well, we've had 2 date nights, but he's so good at them that I wouldn't even.
You need 3 for it to be a tradition.
I think
that's always been my rule. 3 and it's a tradition.
Yeah, I'll have to try.
That's so lovely. But was he always that creative, or is this is he thinking outside of the box more because of this lockdown?
Well, the thing about Aaron is he's actually extremely creative, and actually since the lockdown we've been writing a children's book, and he's been drawing the pictures. I don't know if you remember, he's quite a good drawer. He's good at little animations and things like that, and so we've been doing that, and it's really tapped into his creative side as well, because we've actually got, as you say, time to sit down. We're not doing anything else. Great, let's do the kids book that we've been talking about for 3 years. So it's really opened up his paths as well, but he's much more creative than he ever let on. He's also a humongous nerd, which just makes him even more cute, to be honest.
He never really hid that part of himself, though. We always knew as a geek.
He hid it to me. I mean, I thought I was just getting a 6'4",
geek.
Adonis hunk that didn't really know how to, string a sentence together. But there's more than meets the eye with that one, I tell you. Anyway, yeah, no, he's awesome.
So that's a bit about us then.
So that's us, yeah. It's like we're on a date.
Oh God, I haven't hardly flirted with you at all.
Well, come on then. Where are your norks? Get them out. Fabulous. What a lovely pair.
Get yours out.
God, no. Right, so that's us. I hope we haven't bored you too much. And thanks so much for listening.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the main series is about all the people that we're interviewing, but we thought we'd give you a little bit of an introduction about ourselves at the same time. There's shitloads more we could say about us, but mainly it's about the other guys that we're
We don't want to
interviewing, so.
embarrass the guests. Ultimately, we are really funny and awesome, and we just don't want to show them up.
Yeah, we have toned it down quite a fair bit.
We
Right,
have.
well, thank you ever so much, Samantha, Glenn and Bond.
Thank you very much, Rhian Kerry King. Oh shit, you're Rhian Brooke. Rhian
That's all
Brooke.
right.
For God's sake, Rhian
I'll
Brooke.
always be Rhian King to you.
You will, you will. Maiden name always. Anyway.
Right.
Thank you, listeners.
Do one. Thank you.
I want to do one. Thanks so much for listening to our podcast.
Check out the next episode for another one of our amazing mate stories.
See you next time.